Hello and welcome to another painting video. In this video, I'll be painting the Novitiates Superior, the leader of my warband of nuns with guns. This model looks more like a sister of battle, so this guide could be used as such. Let's begin, shall we? To start, I will paint the black leather armor. I paint with Abaddon Black. I needed about 2 coats. I shade the leather with Leviadon Blue, creating a very dark blue hue which will work great with the highlights I am about to do. The first highlight is Dark Reaper. Here I use a mix of edge highlighting and seeing where the light hits the model to create logical highlights on the bigger areas like the upper leg. The second highlight is Thunderhawk Blue. I go over all the highlights in the previous step. The third highlight is Fenrisian Grey. I make the highlights smaller and smaller, in a sense focusing the light hitting the leather. I end with dots of blue horror to create a reflection. I like this way of painting shiny black leather. It sure is a few steps, so it could be daunting when painting an entire squad, but the result is worth it. Let's continue with the red robes. I base coat all the robes with Khorne Red. This gives a nice dark red base coat. I shade the robes with Nuln Oil. Then I layer on Mephiston Red to most parts of the robes, leaving the previous steps in the darkest of recesses. The first highlight is Evil Sunz Scarlet. And I finish with a highlight of Wild Rider Red. The red robes are the standard look of the Sisters of Battle, but I do think it looks very striking, especially in concert with the dark shiny leather. All the white cloth, hair, and sigils are painted with Celestra Grey. I layer on Ulthen Grey, leaving any shadows with the previous color. Finally, I highlight with White Scar. I wanted the inner parts of the robe to be white, which was quite a challenge to do neatly. Luckily, any mistakes are easy to fix, but still it requires a steady hand. All the metal parts I paint with Iron Warriors. Any decorations the model has are painted in Retributor Armour. Then I go back to the metal parts and shade them with Nuln Oil. The gold is shaded with Reikland Fleshshade. The metal gets a highlight of Runefang Steel. And the gold gets a highlight of Shining Gold. Pretty straightforward, but I do like all the gold accents on the tabard and decorations. Now to tackle the center focus of the model, the face. I base coat the face with Bugman's Glow. I thin down the paint so not to ruin any details. I highlight the face with Cadian Fleshtone. I covered most of the face, leaving some shading with the previous step. I shade the face with Guilliman Flesh. If you add too much, like I did here, clean and wet your brush to easily remove the excess paint. I layer back Cadian Fleshtone to the raised areas. And I end with a highlight of Kislev Flesh. The plasma coils on the pistol are base coated with Sotek Green. I carefully paint Temple Guard Blue to the coils, focusing on the upper parts. With a mix of Temple Guard Blue and Blue Horror, I do the same but focus even more on the upper part. With White Scar, I dot the edges of the coils to create a light source. And here we have the Novitiate Superior, ready to command her warband of militants on any Kill Team battleground. It was nice to paint this model after painting all the other militants to practice painting the black leather and face. I don't paint models like this that much, so it was a fun challenge. I do love these small warbands for either Kill Team or Warcry, which lets you paint something completely different without the baggage of an entire army that it's attached to. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, check out my Instagram, where I post pictures of current projects and behind the scenes stuff. But for now, thanks for watching.